Hi, my loves. Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. The message I heard is you need to explain yourself. And I will also say that this happened just at the part where, y'all know the part where Dumbledore helps them to go into the past and save not only Harry's godfather, but also Buckbeak, the flying thing. And they get back and they tell him, "We did it. He's free." And the Dumbledore is like, "You did what?" And then he said, "Good night." And he take off like, go ahead and say somebody feel like you need to explain yourself. You need to explain yourself. You need to explain yourself. Now, the wild thing about this is somebody you feel like you explained yourself already. You have already told this person over and over and over again what was wrong, what made you upset, how you felt, why you felt the way you felt, and they refuse to listen. It is nothing more annoying than telling somebody that something is wrong over and over again and them looking at you and saying nothing is wrong, get over it, and carrying on like I am literally telling you something is wrong and you keep ignoring me. So what else am I to do except the fact that you don't care? Because I done told you multiple times that I don't like this here. I done told you multiple times. Whatever it is, like I feel like this is somebody. Even if it's a situation where you go to the place where you get your food, you ask them several times, please stop putting my meat and my gravy on top of my rice. They still do it anyways. Like eventually you gonna stop coming. Why would you keep going there and they refuse to listen to you? You gonna stop going. That's the message. That's the message. Somebody, it's like, and that's what it sounds like. It seemed like somebody just wants to know what happened. You were complaining. This is somebody you were complaining and you were complaining. It could be a situation where you were friends with somebody and you kept asking them to stop doing you dirty behind your back. I don't know why I feel like for somebody like this person was sleeping with your person behind your back, or they was talking about you behind your back. It could even be a situation where they were it was something that somebody was doing, yo. And it's like you told this person to stop and you asked them over and over and they just would not listen. They just would not listen. And either it's a situation, and for somebody, this person feel like whatever it is you kept complaining about, they don't have a choice. And it's kind of like that ain't fair. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like, how can you tell me that this is something that is causing big problems in our relationship, but you don't have a choice? Then that means we not intended to be friends. We not intended to be together. I can't work with you. Because how is it possible that you can't stop doing something that is bothering me to such an extent? And even if it's a situation where you can't stop, I get it. You know what I'm saying? That would be like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about in the movie, I think it was The Help, but I could be wrong. It might be a different movie that I was watching where it was the elderly lady and her kids was begging her to come home. Like, Mama, you ain't got to work no more. Come home. Come home and spend time with your own family. Come spend time with your own kids. Come raise your own kids. But she had to work, and that's all she knew. So it's not a situation where, like, she wasn't deliberately trying to leave her own house unattended, but simultaneously, that's what happened. And when you have harsh bosses that think that you're not supposed to take care of your own kids, you're not supposed to tend to your own husband, your own wife, or whatever it is, it's like it gets to a situation where you at work 24/7 and you turn around and your kids are grown. You turn around and your wife then got a divorce and moved on. You come home and somebody else is there. Why? Because your wife was lonely, bro. Your husband was lonely. You been gone. And I get it. You ain't had no choice. But I mean, even if it's a situation where you got to move for work, it never came to mind that you might want to move your family to where you stand at. It never crossed your mind that maybe it might cause problems for you to be away for so long. It never like, I don't know. I just feel like, and it may not be to that extent, but I just feel like this would be a situation where, like, somebody, I'm thinking about how, like a wet nurse, and back in the day when women would like breastfeed other women's children, it wouldn't be to the extent like today. It's not to say that they don't have women that will donate breast milk, but back in the day, it would be like your own baby may not eat. You know what I'm saying? Because you feeding other people babies. Your baby got to eat whatever. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure it out. How is that fair? If you go in, day out, using your milk to feed somebody else's baby, while your baby is not even eating, your baby is going to eventually starve. What is your child? And if it's a child, it's nothing that baby can do. Now, if you talking about, you know what I'm saying, an adult, ain't no situation where you go into work every day expected to be picked for the shift, and every day you go in, they pick somebody else, they pick somebody else, they pick somebody else. Eventually, you're gonna stop showing up. What's the point of me coming if you're not gonna pick me? I might as well, you might as, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. God is saying this is somebody, they want an excuse. They feel like you need to explain yourself. You explained yourself already. You gave this person very valid excuse. You told them over warning after warning, warning after warning, warning after warning, and they didn't want to listen. What else can you do? What more do you want from me? And you keep trying to tell me that I just need to this and I just need to that and get over this and get over that. You don't know me. What you mean? I could be on the brink of passing out right now while you talking about I need to wait. Ain't no wait. She needs to wait. The scripture comes from 2 Chronicles 4:9. And he makes the court of the priests and the great court and doors for the court. And he has overlaid their doors with bronze. God said it ain't gonna be no situation where you sitting up here making it a vibe where you put somebody in a lose-lose position. You lose if you do, you lose if you don't. So you mean to tell me I'm just supposed to sit here waiting until you call me for my application? I can't go, like, you know what I'm saying? You basically let me know you don't want me to work there. It's obvious and clear that you don't want me. It's obvious and clear you haven't chosen me because you ain't called me and you ain't text me. And I've been sitting here with my ticket, holding my ticket, just waiting and waiting and waiting. You didn't call all these other people up. You didn't call people that haven't even applied here for the job, and you still haven't called me. And you have the audacity to sit back and ask why I decided that I was going to work somewhere else. Why would I don't have time to play with y'all. My bills is real. I don't have time to play with y'all. You know what I'm saying? This would be like you dating somebody, and every time you've been waiting on them to take you to I don't know why I think about Chuck E. Cheese. Like, who was going there? But you've been waiting on them to take you to David Buster's. You've been waiting on them to take you out to eat sushi or wherever for months, bro, to play pool. You've been waiting on them to take you out, and you've been waiting, and they done been on 10 dates already. Obviously and apparently, you don't want me. Okay, because you didn't took everybody out but me. And honestly, you starting to hurt my feelings. So I'm going to go ahead and find me somebody else today. Because clearly and obviously you don't want me. And I ain't trying to hear, well, you could wait. What you mean? Why she couldn't wait? You just met her. Why are you taking her out on a date? Meanwhile, you keep canceling on me. You keep canceling, and I'm assuming 911 that you don't want me now. What else is there to assume? Well, I don't need to explain myself. I should have explained myself when I called you and went off on you for not taking me on a date. That was an explanation there. But you told me I needed to chill, and I was tripping and I was being a hater. Even though you allegedly, we're dating exclusively, but you taking all these other women on dates, bro, and I'm a hater? How am I hating? But you can't get mad if I go on a date with somebody, because you then already laid it out that if somebody is like that, we are in this position to where you dating all these other people and y'all gone and y'all doing this and y'all doing that. And if I say anything, I'm hating on them and I'm jealous of them, even though from my perspective, it's them that's taking my person. But if I say something about them taking my person, I'm being jealous and I'm hating on them. However, simultaneously, I done got sick of you canceling our dates and it decided I'm just gonna date somebody else because you dating other people anyway, so what do it matter? And here you are throwing up you acting a complete fool, you ready to fight and you ready to take me up out of here, because how dare I go on a date with somebody else after you made it obvious and clear that you wanted to date any and everybody else but me? And if it was different, then why in the world do I feel this way now? Why is it every time I'm ready to go on a date, you on a date with somebody else? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be, you know what I'm saying? Because if it's a situation where this is somebody that you want whoever this person is attention. And once again, I'm thinking about that movie that show of the older lady that was leaving her kids unattended to go be a sitter for somebody else, but that was her job. You got to get off sometimes now. It can't be a situation where you don't live there. You know what I'm saying? And if it's a situation where you a live-in nanny, then you don't need your own family. How you gonna have your own family and your whole life is taking care of somebody else's? It can't be both. And if you do have your own family, at some point in time, we gonna need you to come home. What time do you get off? Nobody works 24/7, bruh. And if you do work 24/7, then like typically it's a situation where you ain't married and you ain't got no kids. And if you are, you know what I'm saying? It's a long distance thing. But it ain't no, you just a ghost, bro. And I just feel, anyways, that's the message. That's the message. I'm not even finna keep going. I just feel like that's the message. God said somebody wanted an explanation as to why somebody else did something, why they chose to do something, why they chose to move on, why they chose to let go. God said this person had no other choice. This is somebody that explained, they kept on saying how they felt, and they kept on saying what needed to change, and they kept on coming up with different, well, okay, since this person don't like mopping and this person doesn't mind, how about you mop, and instead of mopping, you go ahead and you put everything away? Okay, you don't want to put everything away. How about this? Instead of you putting everything away, you put everything away and you do, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you steady trying to come up with solutions and solutions and solutions and solutions. Okay, I get it. You got to be there at least until 7 p.m. because that's when Mr. Such and Such finally gets off and she'll be okay. And then you can come home and cook for your own family. That's fine. But at least, you know what I'm saying? Are you at least going to come home? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to do for the same thing? You know what I'm saying? This is what's very difficult about someone being like a daddy or something like that and having a family, because you cooking twice. You cooking for them, for that family, and then you got to go home and cook for your own kids and your own husband. You got to tend to those kids, and then you got to go home and tend to your own kids. And if it's a situation where you are burnt out from tending to those kids at work, by the time you get home, your kids, it's subpar. You don't feel like telling them about how wonderful they are because you've been telling them kids how wonderful they are all day. You don't feel like cooking a meal that is off out of a magazine, obviously, because you did that for work. So when you get home, it's ramen noodles for them, mac and cheese for them. It's, you know what I'm saying? You better figure out that homework on your own for them. I'm tired and I'm laying down for them. And that's the end of it. And guess what? That will cause somebody to feel unwanted. It will cause them to feel rejected, and it will cause their feelings to be hurt. And that's exactly what happened at the end of that movie when her daughter showed up there in tears because she just simply wanted her mother to come home. She just wanted to spend some time with her Baba. And she felt like her Baba was being treated like a slave. Anyways, that's the message. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Deuces.